stress ends when trust begins. Everybody say stress ends when trust begins. Listen to 1 Peter chapter 5. We're almost through. This is so good. 1 Peter 5, look in verse 6. I'm reading for the context. It says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. And this is how he says we need to humble ourselves. You do that by casting all your care upon him. See, when you and I decide to keep our problems, we're operating in pride and don't even know it. Because, see, humility says, okay, I'm going to give God my problems because he told me to. That's true humility. And he says here, casting all. Now, the word casting there means to throw upon or to throw. He says, this is what you're going to do. You're going to throw how much of your care, church? How much? Which says that I can cast some and not all. See, so half of y'all, half of them, your problems, God's got them. But the other half of your stress, you decide to keep them. He says, casting all of your care. The word care, it means worries and concerns. I'm going to add the word stresses. Cast all your care, your worries, your concerns, and your stresses upon him. Why? Because he cares for you. Listen to the Amplified. Casting the whole of your care. Wow, what does that sound like? All your anxieties, all your worries, all of your concerns, once and for all. He says, cast them or throw them on him because he cares for you. So I want to demonstrate this because I want you to leave with a mental picture of what it looks like to cast your cares upon the Lord. So they have brought me a fishing rod. How many fish in here? Anybody fish? Any fishers? All right. Now, for those of you who are non-fishers, this is a fishing pole. Typically, what you do is, depending on what type of fish you're trying to catch, would really determine the type of bait you use. But at the end of the day, we're not going to get technical. You have to put some bait at the end of the line with a hook so that you can attract the fish that you're trying to catch. And so what God said to us, he says, we needed to cast how much? All our cares on him. And so this is what kind of that looks like right there. See? So I just cast my financial situation on the Lord. I just cast my kid on the Lord because they've been getting in trouble at school and I want to kill them. You ever wanted to kill your kid? Yeah. I just cast that irritable relationship that I have with my coworker. I just cast it because I'm about to put hands on them. Okay, all right, that's too real. I just got a doctor's report. They told me that I have a tumor and it could be cancerous. But here's the question that I have when you cast your care. Do you trust God enough to give him all of your cares, or do you trust you more to keep them? Because when you don't trust God enough to let him have them, you will slowly reel your questions back, your whole stresses back into you. And I'm going to show you, know how we do this? This is what we do when you reel them back in. You're saying, Lord, I got it. But it's stressing you out. Watch this now. I want to read the amplified version of Psalm 55 because it talks about what we do with our cares. Psalm 55, verse 22. It says, cast your burden on the Lord. Release it. Watch it, church. Releasing the weight of it. And then he will sustain you. See, it's not just saying cast your care. He said, what you need to do, though, because the tendency is to still reel it in. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute or why we do that. He said, no. You need to cast how much? All, the whole of your burden. So now he's not just going to get my problem. He's going to get the whole problem. Now I'm not tempted to reel it in now. Now I'm not tempted to try to solve it because it ain't mine no more. Say amen to that.